While we wait for President Trump to deplane, right there, we're showing it on the right side of your screen. In Kansas City, Missouri, he and the White House are celebrating Made in America Week.
The plane's actually made in America. It's
again. The president wasted no time touting American-made products at a showcase on Monday.
The president was full of praise for American manufacturing and for workers.
We're here today to celebrate the greatest products in the world, products made with American heart, American sweat, and American pride. After many years of decline, American manufacturing is coming back bigger and better and stronger than ever before. It's happening. Our leaders in Washington did nothing. They did nothing. They let our factories leave. They let our people lose their jobs, given to other jobs, workers in faraway lands. That's not free trade, that's fool's trade, that's stupid trade. And we don't do that kind of trade anymore.
So let's take a closer look at some products made in those faraway lands. Products that the president talked about. Let's start with those MAGA hats. They come from China. They're reportedly stuck sitting in U.S. customs amid those new tariffs on Chinese goods. But his hats are just one of the many Trump products not made in America. The Washington Post found that in 2016, the president's clothing line, including ties, shirts, and eyeglasses, are made in China, Bangladesh, Honduras, and Vietnam. Some of his suits are made in Mexico and Indonesia. The same investigation found Trump home items, particularly the Trump by Doria furniture line. They're made in Germany and Turkey. Other items like mirrors and picture frames come from China and India. Hotel items like Trump-branded pens come from China and Taiwan, while things like shampoo and body wash, yes, you could smell like Trump, and bath towels, they're made in China. And beverages, you remember Trump vodka, to be exact, is distilled in the Netherlands. It is also produced and sold in Israel. The Post's 2017 look into Ivanka's Trump clothing line found apparel produced in Bangladesh, China, India, Indonesia, and Vietnam. Many of her shoes are produced in China, and after backlash for factory worker conditions, shoe production was reportedly moved to Ethiopia, according to the New York Times. And those Ivanka Trump leather handbags.
They've got to be made here.
Many of them also made in China. And finally, First Lady Melania Trump. Her jewelry line with QVC.
American.
Remember, there was a very brief period of time when her jewelry line was posted on the White House website and then took off. You guessed it, made in China. No. So again, the President of the United States is saying, do as I say, not do as I do.
I would figure after the first time they tried this Made in America Week and the first time you presented that to the audience, they'd say, maybe we just shouldn't have Made in America Week, or maybe the president shouldn't be doing it. Maybe somebody else who doesn't make stuff elsewhere in the world should be heading up Made in America Week. This is the height of hypocrisy that the president carries on about this
Well,
stuff.
They could take the position, let's lead by example. Over the last several decades, production, manufacturing moved overseas, but since they are pushing and pressuring so many companies to do the same, a la, I think, Harley-Davidson, they could do that. Months ago, the president of Ivanka Trump's brand, Abigail Clem, said it's not an option for them. They have to focus on the bottom line. We get it. Every company has to focus on the bottom line. The president is arguing that companies need to focus on the American worker. We're asking the question, well, sir, and Miss Ivanka Trump, why aren't you? Because
they can. There are many of those products, maybe not all of them, but there are many of them that actually could be made in America. Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.